Shaving, plucking, laser, hair removal creams, waxing? What method are you using to remove your pubic hair? According to the 2013 Australian Study of Health and Relationships, 70% of young women and 50% of young men remove their pubic hair. Whether it be for hygiene, experimentation, attractiveness, or just because you don't want pubes sticking out of your bathing suit, pubic hair removal is increasingly becoming the norm in Australia. But did you know that removing your pubic hair could lead to an increased risk of contracting a sexually transmitted infection? Dr. Spring Cooper, an associate professor at the CUNY School of Public Health, explains how.
So when we remove pubic hair, there are always options for kind of small tears or rips in the skin. So anytime that there's an opening in the skin, whether it is an opening that's there already or a cut or a wound or any even microscopic tears, that's another opportunity for an infection to enter the body.
Pubic hair removal naturally irritates and inflames the hair follicles, creating microscopic open wounds in the skin. These wounds expose the body to viruses carried by the genitals, such as herpes and human papillomavirus. However, it's important to note you can't get an STI simply from removing your pubic hair.
When you're talking about pubic hair removal, there's the chance for increased STI risk once you're then having sexual activity with people. But you can't get an STI from the actual removal. So you can't, when you go in to have a laser appointment, you're not going to get an STI. But then there could be increased risk because of the things that you're doing to the pubic area.
Despite these health risks, the waxing industry is booming. According to a recent industry report, personal waxing and nail salons have generated $525 million in revenue over the last 5 years. Salons across Australia currently employ over 12,500 people in close to 3,000 businesses. Grace Duerso is a beautician who runs her salon from home. She charges $35 for a Brazilian and earns around $400 a week from waxing alone.
About 40% of my income would be from waxing. Probably one of the major services that I do here, especially in summertime, varying between the seasons, definitely summer over winter. Obviously it's the bikini season, so everyone's wanting to, be presentable.
Beauty salons are known to be breeding grounds for bacterial infections like staph, while sexually transmitted infections are not so common. To stop the spread of infection, beauticians take extra precautions to ensure the tools they use are sterile.
I think it's more common to have a fungal infection as opposed to an STI. It is definitely still a concern, and that's why you have to be careful and use extra precautions. So aprons, you want to be using gloves, disposable spatulas, you don't want to be double dipping, like I said, and making sure that after every client that you're cleaning the bed, you're using disinfectant.
Lauren McAuliffe is an 18-year-old from Sydney who no longer visits beauty salons. After years spent waxing and shaving, Lauren decided last year to no longer remove her pubic hair.
After time, I sort of realised that it doesn't actually matter. It's natural and it's normal to, have hair, and I'm just not comfortable with shaving or waxing anymore. It's freaking painful.
Lauren used to remove her hair because it was the standard at high school and all her friends did it. However, she believes the time, effort, pain and money put into removing body hair just isn't worth the outcome.
You look like an alien, it's just weird. You look like a prepubescent, not even a teenager.
Whether you choose to keep it or lose it, there is no right or wrong option when it comes to pubic hair. While it can increase the risk of contracting STIs, the risk is something to be aware of, but measures can be taken to protect yourself whether you're hairy or hairless.
Whether or not you're removing pubic hair, it's important to use condoms and dental dams and other forms of barrier protection to protect against STIs, and that includes for vaginal, anal, and oral sex. And I think that's the message that everybody needs to remember, and not to be quite as concerned about how much or how little hair is there.
Alexandra Cameron for Between the Sheets.